Hi, this is Ernie with REI Leadership Academy, home of the Probate Fox, and today we're going to talk about out-of-area investing and out-of-area probate investing. So, oftentimes I get a lot of people that ask me about what they can or can't do with probate in their home state. And you know where I point people to? I point people to their local probate code. That's right. Look at your local probate code. There you will understand what the rules and laws are that pertain to your state's probate. Very easy. So look at that. Outside of that, yes, you can have a consultation with an attorney and gain some more knowledge. We can help you with answer some of the questions as well. A lot of the things are similar from state to state, but there are some differences at the same time that you want to be aware of. I have found that in California, there tend to be more rules and more hurdles to jump through. However, there's still profit to be made no matter where you're at. So I'm always excited about investing in probate. Let's talk about wholesaling. Can you wholesale out of your area? Yeah, absolutely. You will need a couple of things. You'll need some leads. You'll need a method of prospecting. And you'll need to communicate with your sellers. And you'll need some knowledge and understanding of that market. So, the leads. If it's probate leads, you can go to your local probate courthouse and pull those files yourself. There are some services out there, mine being one of them, that provides probate leads to people. I don't have every place, but I do have some. You can always check with us. Now, in terms of prospecting, how are you going to do that? Are you going to send direct mail? Are you going to make telephone calls? Both work. Now, what you can do is get on the phone and prospect to these people. Make an introduction. Let them know who you are. People ask me, hey, do you have a probate script? I do have some probate scripts, absolutely. However, what I really encourage people is that to look at my probate scripts as templates and not to follow them word for word. Really, probate is a people business. It's all about building relationships and having a clear communication with your seller. So use these scripts as templates. If you're one of my students, you have access to these scripts. But essentially what you want to do is just talk to people. Get to understand what their needs and wants are. You know, what do they plan to do with these properties? What is their exit on this property? What do they need? Are they planning on holding on to the property? Are they thinking of maybe selling it, listing it? What is it that they want? Do they want maximum dollars? You know, is there a lot of trash and debris and personal things left in the property? You know, can you connect them with somebody to help them liquidate that stuff? Yeah, so be a problem solver. So that's what you want to do. Now, in terms of your boots out on the ground, you need somebody out there that will actually be able to take these pictures for you. You'll be needing somebody that has an understanding of the market, right? I know that in today's day and age, we have so many different resources accessible to us to do these comparables online, right? Like Zillow and Redfin, and so it goes on, right? But really, you want to have somebody who understands that market. That's very, very important, right? So if you can develop a relationship with a family member that lives there, or an old college friend, or maybe an investor that you met somewhere, and you want that person to be of trust, and you want that person to be knowledgeable in that area. Because when you're looking for comparables, you want to be able to write up an offer that makes sense, right? It makes sense to the seller and it makes sense to you as well. So that's going to be very, very important. Okay, once you have a property under contract, then it's about wholesaling that property out or retailing, whatever your exit strategy is, right? So make sure that you have a buyer's list that you're continuously working on, right? A buyer's list is actually one of the easiest things to build. It just takes a little bit of effort on your part. So you may be able to do that by buying lists. You can pull lists from different resources, your title companies. Who are the people that have sold property recently in that area, that purchased property in that area recently, and that paid all cash? Who are the hard money lenders there? Who do they have access to that are buyers? And then, you know, your local buddy who's out there, you know, out on the ground, is that person going to the real estate clubs and meeting other potential investors? Okay, so understanding, you know, real estate agents, and the list goes on. So there's a lot of people at your disposal, but you got to put that work in order to build that buyer's list. Now, if you want to retail property out, you're going to have to be more focused and pay more attention. because retailing property out actually means that, hey, there's money involved, right? When we're wholesaling property out, there really isn't any money involved because we're just putting these properties under contract and moving that paper. But when it comes to retailing, that's either your money or your associate out on the ground, a combination of the two of you. So you need to understand and know what you're buying. People often buy sight unseen. I'd say be very, very careful, right? So one thing that I would recommend highly is to go out there personally. If you're going to become a buyer in a specific state and region that you are not aware, then you better do your due diligence in advance, and you better spend some time understanding many things. You want to understand the economy, you want to understand the local politics, and you want to understand what the growth is like, the rental laws, right? All of these things are important. Is it a war zone? Or are you trying to buy really cheap because you're focused on the cost of price, but you're not necessarily focused on the problem areas? You've got to be careful. You have to understand all these things. But when it comes to weather, you really should understand that different weather conditions have a different level of maintenance that you may not be aware of. Extreme cold, extreme heat, all of those things have different necessities that you have to be attentive to. Your contractors that are helping you to rehab these houses, are they legit? Are these people that are trustworthy? Are these people that are going to take advantage of you and overcharge you, or are they people that you can actually trust? And so whoever you have out on the ground needs to be somebody that is very diligent and that is very focused, that is not lazy, and that is out there watching your dollar. Okay, so that's really, really important. Be willing to travel out there and surprise these people. Okay, so that's my advice for you when it comes to flipping property out there. And you can do very well. We've done great in other states. One personal favorite strategy that works for me is to not try and make all the money, but actually share the wealth and have strategic partnerships where I land a deal, right? I'm an expert in the marketing aspect and in negotiating a contract, but having them out on the ground as a strategic partner who puts their money in, and whether we do it together or they do it alone, we'll divvy up the profits accordingly. But these are people that have a vested interest in the success of that property and that have experience, and so that's something that has worked. It's a win-win. When it comes to buying property and renting property, that's a whole different game, right? So now you're getting into the long-term business of real estate, and it's very exciting because long-term business of real estate, right, is where you really make your real wealth, right? It's where you park your money today and you basically build a rental portfolio for yourself. But you have to really know what you're doing. That's so important. There are many property management companies that are just not good. They're just plain lousy, and these companies tend to oftentimes, tell you that you have extra expenses, or they're not actively marketing your properties the way that they should. Many challenges. So you want a very reputable company, a company that's hopefully referred to you by somebody else who has a track record. Therefore, it's a company that comes highly recommended. And then be willing to go out there again yourself and surprise them. Understand that that there's also maintenance costs, and you want to make sure that nobody is taking advantage of you, and that people are being clear with you, and that they're shooting straight. Other than that, I will say that you can invest anywhere in the country and do very, very well, but you just have to have a level of focus and due diligence. Favorite strategy of mine is wholesaling because it's very easy. I plug and play probate anywhere in the country, and I do it all the time. Sometimes I do it in conjunction with my students, and sometimes I do it alone. I have excuse me, I have an active market in a couple of states right now, and we do very, very well. And I've got people out there out on the ground who get to profit, and I get to actually do what I do best, which is thinking, putting deals together, negotiating, and marketing. My team out on the ground does the rest. We put these deals together, and we move forward, and we close them. So wholesaling can be done anywhere. If you're prospecting via the telephone, you can do that from home or your home state. But anywhere. I've got students that are across in other states who do it in America. I mean, other countries who do it in America, but it can be done anywhere. So have fun with this business. Have a good team on your side, and be smart and be focused. Love to talk to you. We're getting calls from different students out throughout the country, having some fun conversations. Go ahead and like this video, and we'll talk to you soon.